Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Grace, where everyone loves coffee and everyone needs God's grace. Today, you can see I've got a to-go cup, and that's because my daughter went out this morning to a doctor visit, and I watched her littles for her, and she brought me back a coffee. And so this is a sugar-free white chocolate caramel mocha. I think I got that right. She knows it better than I do, but such a treat. So I hope you had a good weekend. We had a pretty good weekend. Didn't do a whole lot. It's been raining and blustery. We had a little bit of a reprieve from the rain yesterday and had some sunshine come in. Although it wasn't super warm, it was still sunshine, so it was beautiful. So we went on a motorcycle ride. We did I think probably about 120 miles or so, and we went up with our group, and we went out for a late lunch, and that was really fun, and maybe one of the last long rides I do on the motorcycle this year, because it is getting chilly, quite chilly. We were shivering by the time we got to lunch, but it was still fun. So anyways, today it is what I call a Winnie the Pooh day outside. It's blustery. The wind is blowing, and it's just a gusty wind, and the leaves are all falling from the trees, and the ground is covered, and it's raining. So it just reminds me of the Winnie the Pooh blustery days, and where Winnie the Pooh is saying, "Tut tut, it looks like rain." So this is a Winnie the Pooh day. And so anyways, we are going to jump back into our 6-day devotional. We're on day number 4. And today is, that's true. Our devotion we're doing is True Bravery, Learning to Follow God's Lead. And today's devotion, day number 4, is I Can Trust You, for You Are Good. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and read that. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. That's James 1:5. Let's pray together. Father, you tell me you will give me wisdom if I ask for it, and I need your wisdom now. I need you to guide me, for you know the way I should go. I can trust you, for you are good. Your goodness never changes. And with this wisdom, I can act. I can step out and take risks, even though these risks are uncomfortable for me. For I want to trust in your wisdom and not in myself. I want your love to direct my choices, for me to never forget who you are and how you love me and how you are for me, never leaving me or forsaking me or condemning me. In your name, Jesus, amen. And that is our devotion for today. And so the verse is James 1:5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men, liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. And that's that same verse in the King James Version. And that's the only verse we have for today. So I can trust you, for you are good. And when we don't know what to do, we can ask for God's wisdom. And if we are seriously searching and asking God for his wisdom, he says that he'll give it to us. So why wouldn't we ask? Because he knows all, and who better to ask than the one that knows everything? Instead of always going to our friends or going to our spouse or going to an expert in whatever situation you're having, why not just go to God? I mean, it's good to talk things out with others also, but God knows the answers, and God gives wisdom. And I recently just went through this exact thing, which is, amazing, that this came up also a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago. I was asking God for some wisdom on a certain subject, and I honestly did not know where to go for answers for the situation. I didn't even know where to begin thinking. I had never had to deal with the subject in such a personal way. And so I just asked and told God, I have no idea where to even go with this. I need some wisdom on this. I need your thoughts on this one. I need to know your heart on this subject. And last Friday, my sister came over. I was at my mom's, and she came over, and she's like, I have this book I thought you might want to read. And so I was like, okay. So I started reading that book, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I need to hear. And not only was it just at the beginning of the book, like exactly what I needed to hear, I went to church on Sunday, and I might have talked about this earlier. I went to church on Sunday, and the sermon that was that Sunday was what I started reading Sunday night. The exact same thing. And then last night, I picked up the book again and started reading again, and it was the subject, the same exact person in the Bible. There's a lot of people in the Bible, but it was discussing the exact same person in that book that we had that sermon on yesterday morning. And it was just like, this whole book is being confirmed. This is the wisdom that I'm giving you, and it is definitely confirming that it's from God. And so I told my sister, I was like, this is the book. You know, I needed this right now. And I asked her, why did you get this book? Why did you give this to me? And she said, I honestly don't know. She's like, I've not ever, you know, she doesn't order online. She doesn't buy books that much because she doesn't have a lot of time to read, and she doesn't read a lot. So she's just like, I don't know. I just felt like it was something I needed to do. And then she said she hadn't intended on giving me the book or loaning me the book at all until she pulled in the driveway and saw I was there and thought that I would want to read the book first. And it's just amazing. I'm like, how did you know? And she's like, I don't know. I just had this strong feeling. And it's just one of those feelings where you have to do it. You can't say no. It's just that strong of a feeling. And I was like, this is just confirmation that this information is from God and for me, for right now. And it's so amazing that just ask for it. If you don't know how to think about something, you don't know how to feel about something, you just need wisdom in a certain situation or a certain area of your life, you can talk to your friends all day long. You can talk to professionals all day long. You can talk to family members all day long. But are you going to be absolutely certain that they're right? What are you going to... Everyone could be telling you something different, which is kind of the situation I was getting. And, but when this information is coming from God, I am now certain that what I'm learning in this book is the wisdom that He's given me. And it's not telling me how to feel about a situation. It's telling me what to do about it. And so I can still, the person that's in this situation, I still love, and I still support, and I still help, and all those things, yet I can do something to help them in their situation. I can, it tells me how to pray and what things to pray and what root, where to get to the root problem of the things. And it doesn't, I don't know exactly how to tell you what's happening without telling you the situation, and that's a private thing. And but anyway, just to say that I did ask God for wisdom, very seriously needing His help, and He just landed in my lap. And I'm just so thankful that my sister listened to that little small voice and that little feeling that said, you need to buy this book. And she bought this book, and it was shipped to her before I ever asked God for this information. So He knew ahead of time what I was going to need and when I was going to need it. So it's just so amazing. And I've been just trying to have faith that God will work in this situation. And he's just been reminding me of so many times in my life where things could have been worse, and they probably were worse until he intervened, and I never knew about it. But when I think back of all the ways that I could have gone down a wrong road too far, I went down a lot of wrong roads, but he didn't allow me to go down those roads too far that he couldn't pull me back. And I honestly believe that the reasons why I didn't go beyond a certain boundary, there was boundaries set up, and why I never went beyond where I could come back from, is because I had a praying mother. My mother prayed for me and my siblings, and for her grandchildren, our children, her grandchildren, probably her great-grandchildren, her great-great-grandchildren she's never even going to meet. She's already prayed for. And she's probably, if you know the family, she's probably prayed for you too. So anyway, and I think that through God's promises, he will always protect me, because her prayers will never end. And I am so very grateful that I had a praying mother. And it is something that we can do for our children, is to pray for our children, and pray for our grandchildren, and pray for our great-grandchildren. And those prayers never end. So, yeah. Anyways, back to what was. Can I trust you, for you are good? I 100% trust God with everything. Everything in my life, everything before my life, and everything after my life. Even if the worst things happen, I still trust him, because the worst things can be made good. Deaths, horrific things. I can't think of anything that I would go through that would make me stop trusting God. Because nothing can touch me above, without God's authority. When I'm gone from this earth, there is no more suffering, and I'm with him. So even death, even anything, I don't see where I would ever stop trusting God with anything. And definitely always trust in his wisdom and his timing. And anyways, so awesome little devotion for me today. I hope you got something out of it. And thank you for joining me. And I will see you back here again on Wednesday, tomorrow, for day number 5 of our little devotion. Thank you so much, and God bless. Bye.